welcome to Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ryan. So I thought we would go ahead and, I'm your host for the series, so I thought we would go ahead and take a look at a film. This was actually released in 2008. The DVD says 2007, so I'm just going to probably say it's a 2007 film. We're diving into another comedy, but a better comedy. We're taking a look at Martin Lawrence in Welcome Home, Roscoe, Jenkins. Now, Welcome Home, Roscoe, Jenkins is a comedy of Martin Lawrence. I'll run down the whole cast, just talk about a cast in this film. In addition to Martin Lawrence, we have Margaret Avery, Joy Bryant, Louis C.K., and by the way, Louis C.K. is not in for the whole film. I don't know why he's credited on the back. He's only for like a minute at best. But he's not even in the whole way through, so putting him on the back of the cover is kind of misleading. But you also got Michael Clarke Duncan. That's like 3 movies I've seen that man in for this channel. It's crazy. Mike Epps, Monique, Nicole Ari Parker, Cedric the Entertainer, and James Earl Jones. Directed by the great Malcolm Lee. Now, Roscoe Jenkins follows an author by the name of, Roscoe Jenkins. He wrote a book and he's about ready to marry his fiancée, who's actually a contestant on the show Survivor. Her character's fictional, she's not real. I want to say she's played by Joy Bryant. I think it's Joy Bryant. So Martin Lawrence decides, we're going to go back. He has a son, I think from previous marriage. So he has a son. All 3 of them take a plane to go back to Margaret Avery and James Earl Jones, who played both their parents. So he's like the youngest in the family. He's like the outcast, the recluse, the kind of the I don't want to have a kid, that type of character, I think, or that type of person, I should say. So they head down there, and he meets up with his older brother. Well, at first he meets up with Mike Epps, who plays his cousin. It's actually pretty funny. So to meet up with Mike Epps, and basically he's like me, scared of dogs, not a fan of dogs, and about ready to kick and attack the dog. But they tell him, no, it's just a dog, it's not going to attack you. But he gets very terrified over that. So he meets up with him, and his son and parents are going to meet up. So they meet up with, first he bumps into his older brother, who's a pretty built Michael Clarke Duncan, who plays his brother. Very funny in that. In fact, I think Michael Clarke Duncan is the best actor. We'll get to the weakest cast member in this movie eventually. So he meets up. Eventually he'll bump into his sister Betty, played by Monique. And honestly, I'm going to say this, I'm not a fan of Monique. I just don't find her humor that funny. But however, this movie, it works. I don't know why, because I think her character's humor works. So I'll get to the funniest part in the film, and it gets really funny. It gets very crazy. So he meets up with that. He meets up with the other brother, and he'll meet up with the one cousin who's Cedric the Entertainer, plays the guy that makes a lot. So he's at the house. They got the old TVs, and he's bringing a flat screen. He's like, what is that? It's a flat screen, Daddy. It's a flat screen. The picture clarity is great, he says. It's like, we're not plugging in that. So, it's crazy. So, I'll get to the funniest part of the film. So, they're having the baseball game, and they hit the baseball. The baseball knocks into the mother, and Michael Duncan's like, you hit Mama! You hit my mother! You hit Mama! And he's like going about ready to cry. It's absolutely hysterical. The cast is really good. Now, I probably would have removed Martin Lawrence, though I think this might be his funniest movie. I didn't watch enough Martin Lawrence to say, is this his best? I don't know. But I'll personally say it's the funniest movie I've seen him in. The movie could be funnier if they would have casted something like a Dave Chappelle. So after the baseball game, they're walking and Michael Clark Duncan gets an argument with Martin Lawrence, and he basically just sucker punches him like that, and he drops like a rock. So he's coming there limping. Monique's Betty pops in. So she gets out of the car. They start fighting. I showed you the back cover because that's, yeah, they start fighting. Though, I don't know. He has a bruise on top, but the DVD case doesn't show the bruise. But it's like laugh out loud funny. There's some really like inappropriate humor. Yeah, sexual content. So there's a good chunk of that in the film. But eventually it leads up to the climax with the race. When Martin Lawrence was a kid, he was like a recluse. So there he gets spanked. He gets spanked with a belt. So the other brother says, I was wrong. He stands there waiting to get spanked, and he says, don't let it happen again, you hear me? He just gets yelled, and he's sitting there crying while they go back to him being a child in it though. So half the time he does explain it. It's a funny movie. Like, the climax is great, and you kind of do feel bad for the son, but I'm going to show you who wins the race. You're going to have to watch it yourself, but you really do feel bad for the son, and I'm sitting there, oh, you really had to do that, and the grandparents aren't happy, so yeah, I'm going to leave that. I don't want to give away the rest of the film. You're just going to have to watch it yourself. So, I had a good time with Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. Though the title kind of, I mean, I heard of this movie. I was not sure if this was going to be like, because I thought, oh boy, Monique's in this. It's probably not going to be good. But aside from that, I probably would have took Monique out and put someone else in there. Again, that's just personally me, but then again, I'm not really a Monique fan. Some people like her, but personally me, I'm just not a fan. Martin Lawrence, I could take it or leave it. I think he's trying to be too Eddie Murphy. It's got a 23% of Rotten Tomato, but I like the movie. I mean, I don't really go by. I very rarely talk about Rotten Tomatoes, but occasionally I do. A little bit of it, though. So, that's pretty much what the film is. It's also made by Spyglass Entertainment. I've covered the two Almighty films and Dragonfly, which are also done by Spyglass. I think in terms of comedies, and Spyglass went out of business in 2012. I had to look it up. And fun fact, Michael Clark Duncan was actually Martin Lawrence's bodyguard back in the day. The two of them would reunite and actually get to act with each other. So that's kind of cool. You get to meet up with your old best friend and actually get to act with him. But honestly, that's just personally what I think. By the way, this is the widescreen. I did watch the widescreen copy. I don't know if you did, but I'm going to say let's take a look at the artwork. I'm not really a fan of this artwork. I feel like it's just a cast photo with a white background. I feel like this could have been a lot better if they would have altered the title and had a better DVD artwork. This would have been probably a hidden gem. This is a 185 film. It is an hour and 54 minutes. And yeah, I guess I'll show you the cover. I did replace the crummy thin case because this was a keeper, so there you go. I kind of miss disc art on movies these days, especially with Universal titles. Occasionally with Scream Factory you do get the artwork, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this movie. So yeah, let's talk about special features. I did watch the alternate opening, and though it was okay, I feel like it was fine where it is. The extended scenes, outtakes, there's some really good cast interviews talking about family and stuff, which isn't really that good. And I think that's really about it. Malcolm D. Lee wrote this, I forgot to say, but he also produced it. Gary Barber and Ron Barkabim, I think they were also, they were founders at Spyglass. It used to be Caravan Pictures, which were merged in Spyglass. Now it's like Spyglass Media Group, but their studio defunct in 2012. So, yeah, laugh out loud funny and totally hilarious. You got that. So, yeah, I'm going to put it down right here, and yeah. So anyways, let's get to the final verdict. Final verdict, should you see Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins? And my answer is yes. Yes, it's an automatic yes. This movie is funny. It didn't quite make it on it's not going to be on my top list at the end of the year, but it came close. The beginning was funny. I was like howling, but I didn't really laugh until the third half of the film. So that's why I didn't make it on the list. Though this is a good movie, and this is definitely going into that pink bin right there. The pink bin is my okays and my keeps. But if you do want to check out the film, I only got this for a dollar at a consignment shop. So I think it's worth, if you still have a mom and pop rental store, definitely worth renting. If you find a yard sale, flea market, definitely worth paying. Maybe $5. If you've seen the dump bin at Walmart for like $5, then I could say, this is in this case where I could say, yeah, I'd say pick it up if you see it for $5 or less. Pretty much. It's not available on Blu-ray. I did double check. It did not get a Blu-ray release, but I'm sure as I say, as soon as I make the video, it's probably announced for Blu-ray release. But until then, go watch Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. You'll definitely have a good time with this. Although the title, I guess let's go quickly down to the biggest con, the title. I just didn't think Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins was that good of a title. They could have called it family comedy, and it probably would work better. But they stick their guns, and they went with this, and that's what we get. The final product is Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. Good movie, not a great title. So I'm out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go check out Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins. It's definitely a lot of fun, though. So anyways, thank you so much guys for watching. You can follow my social media pages. Just follow me at, well, now it's X. But follow me, X, Twitter, however you want to say it, at RhinoCanard14, I think. Just search Hidden Universal Vault and you'll probably find me there. So, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say good night. And thank you guys so much for watching. And come back next time. We'll have one more movie for the week. And hopefully next week will be better. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.